Hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita. I'm back with another video. So in this video, I want to teach you guys how to stop paying interest on your maxed out credit cards. Now, I've been there, done that. I just told you guys in a previous video how I was able to pay off 8 credit cards in 4 months. And if you guys need help with this, definitely always reach out to me, 833 Rickita. You can give me a call or leave me a comment down below. But I want to teach you guys how you can stop paying interest on those maxed out credit cards. Some people don't see any hope at all. They're like, Rickita, all I can pay is the minimum balance on this credit card. That's all I can do. And I'm here to tell you that you could do more. You just have to do more, okay? You just can't listen to this. You have to actually take action. So if you have maxed out credit cards, let me show you what I actually did and what I would still do if I was in this situation. And it's juggling your credit cards, and it's going to take some time to learn it fully. If you got to watch this a few times to make sure you get it, just watch it a few times and check out my previous videos from the last few days, because I went into the same method when teach you guys how I paid off my 8 credit cards. So let's go ahead and check out this utilization tracker that I have. Now with this tracker, it's actually teaching you all your utilization and showing you all how much you owe on your credit cards. Tell you your due dates, because you're going to fill this information in. What's your balance on your credit cards? So this is still looking like what it looked like from my last example. I'm going to still use it so that you all can see what you can do if you have maxed out credit cards. So let's act like you technically don't have this Capital One, any of these credit cards with a $0 balance. We're going to act like you don't have that, okay? Those are not yours. I'm going to teach you all how you can stop paying interest on these credit cards that's here, like this Discover $1,200 balance is technically not maxed out. So let's put some more money on that card. So let's just say it's $2,400. Also, this one you can say is kind of maxed out some. Also, we have this Apple right here. Let's put a 1 on there to make it $1,900. So these are 5, let's just say 4 credit cards maxed out and 1 that's not maxed out. If you guys want to stop paying interest on these credit cards, what I want you to do is I want you to find out what's your due date. So if you look on your credit card, if you go to the website, if you got the app, they'll tell you when your credit card is due. And also they'll let you know when is your statement date. When is your next statement coming out? It's usually like 3 to 5 days after your due date, but you can call the actual credit card companies. And still, I know a lot about credit cards, you guys, but I stay on the phone with mine. Like if I have questions about this and that, I talk to them. I'm going to call them and ask them, hey, what's going on with this, or what's going on with that? How do I avoid this? How do I avoid that? I talk to them. So definitely find out what's your statement date. Once you find out this information, then what I want you to do is I want you to find out which credit card has the lowest balance. So for us right now, it's this GS Bank credit card. It got a $1,600 balance. Now, I don't know how much money you guys make, but any additional money that you have coming into your account that you technically, these credit cards, like these are just maxed out. You wasn't going to use your credit card to pay for it because it was maxed out. You were going to put it on a debit card. Like say if you maxed out your credit cards, you probably put your money on a debit card. It could be your phone bill, your energy bill, or whatever it is, your gas in your car. Like, I don't care what it is, your food. You putting all it on debit cards, your credit card's maxed out. All you can do is pay that minimum balance. What I want you to do is I want you to total up how much that is that you put on your debit cards last month in expenses. Like get your bank account out, your bank statement out, and actually look and say, okay, I spent this much money, and get you a highlighter and start highlighting everything and say, okay, I spent money on this, and that. Cut off the things that you spend unnecessary money on there too. You see some unnecessary, like, what do I spend that? I think I spent $100 last month out to eat. Cut all that out. And those other things that you need to continue to pay, you can't cut them out. I want you to total that up, and then I want you to put that amount of money on your new credit card. Well, not your new credit card. I want you to put that on this credit card, because it's the only one we're targeting. Now, hopefully you have about $1,600 that you could put on it. But if you don't have the $1,600, just go ahead and put that $1,000 on it, or if it's $1,200, whatever it is, go ahead and put it on there. Now let's act like you got an extra $1,500, so now you got a $100 balance on this credit card. Okay. Now that you got $100 balance on this credit card, it's going to make your utilization it's going to make it get very, very small. So this is at a 3% utilization now. Once you see that your utilization got very low on that one credit card, I want you to try to see if you can get another credit card that got a 0% intro APR on their credit cards. So these credit cards could be you guys can check out Discover, you guys can check out Navy Federal, you can check out US Bank, you can check out Truist, you can check out Capital One. Try to see if you can pre-qualify for another credit card that have a 0% APR rate. Now, if you get one, then I want you to I want you to do a balance transfer to that credit card with one of these credit cards that have a high balance. So like this Navy Federal, let's say you get approved for a $3,000 credit card. I want you to do a balance transfer to your new 0% APR credit card to this new credit card right here. Okay. So let's say you're going to do a balance transfer for this and you transferred it to this new credit card. Okay, you transfer to this new credit card. Now, usually a lot of times this one, I will wait until this report to the credit bureaus first. And I'm going to tell you why. Let this report to the credit bureaus first, and then on your due date or before your due date, then that's when you want to transfer that balance, because they're going to report to the credit bureaus about 3 days after your due date. I believe they are 3. For my Navy Federal is 3 days. They're going to report to the credit bureaus 3 days after your due date. You're going to already have that balance transfer. And now your utilization is going to be very low because Truist did not report your new balance yet. They're going to technically have you at that $0 balance. So do that balance transfer to their new credit card. Once you do that, a balance transfer over there, you're going to have a low balance on this credit card. Now, you're going to still have additional money, you all. And for this credit card, you paid it off with that $1,600 technically, but you didn't have that money to spend. So you're going to end up spending that money right back on this credit card. So you want to do all of this right away. When I say right away, you want to make sure you your new credit card, let them report to the credit bureaus, do a balance transfer to the one that's going to report the soonest. And once that balance is off your new credit card, it's going to report to the credit bureaus, which is going to show you want to have a very low utilization. And then you could probably get an additional credit card. And hopefully you can, because I was able to do that. I was able to get additional credit cards as my credit score went up. I was able to get additional credit cards, and I just did balance transfers to these new 0% APR credit cards. Now, for those people that have a higher income, you have way more money coming in, and you don't have like a lot of high balances on your credit cards, then what I would suggest is this, and this is what I did. I want you just to kind of listen to me on this one. This is what I did. You've got a higher income coming in and you could technically pay off these credit cards. Then what I would do is I would find out the credit card that's going to be reporting the soonest. So technically I'm recording this on the 2nd. I don't think you guys are going to see this until about the 5th. I will make sure that we're going to act like we're on the 2nd still, you guys. I will make sure that whatever's going to report the soonest, say if I got one reporting on the 4th, I will pay that one off in full. And none of my credit cards are store credit cards. I'm not using no store credit cards, you guys. I'm using credit cards that's going to give me cash back, the only ones I'm using. And on top of that, these credit cards, I can use them right away once I pay them off. So I paid a full balance on that credit card, take all the income I have, and I put it on that credit card, pay it off, let them report to the credit bureaus, my credit score go up. I would try to see if I can pre-qualify for another credit card. If you can, good. Do a balance transfer to that credit card. If not, that's fine. Find your next credit card. Take your income and pay on that credit card. Now, that credit card that you previously just paid off, that first one, is going to report to the credit bureaus that you have a $0 balance. Once they do that, you can max that one back out. Don't worry about it. You can max it back out. And they're going to start charging you interest on that credit card. They probably charge you interest this month that you just paid it. But they're going to stop charging interest on that credit card, which is going to save you a lot of money. On that second credit card, like I said, pay that off. Try at that point, because now you have 2 credit cards that's paid off, that was maxed out before. Try to see if you can get a credit card, okay? Because now you have an even lower interest rate. Even lower utilization. So once that is paid off, it's reported to the credit bureaus, and try to go in order in the dates. You have to go in order in the dates because you want credit cards that's going to report right away to the credit bureaus. You don't want to pay, like it's the 2nd. You don't want to pay off a credit card that's going to report on the 29th of November. That's not going to help you. You want one that's going to report on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. You want to report the one that's going to report the soonest. And that's why it's good to have that tracker, because you can line up all your due dates. Because that's what I do with my credit cards. I line up all my due dates so I will know if I need to do some pivoting or something. I would know what my due dates are. But I'll pay off that second one. Once you pay it off, try to get another credit card that offers you 0% APR balance transfers. And you guys definitely check out my website. I don't know if I showed it in this video, but check out my website, Rickita.com. You can schedule a call right here if you have any questions, and check out these credit cards right here. I like this credit card right here, pre-qualified with no hard inquiry, because it's over 45 credit cards on here that you guys can check out, and some of them do 0% APR on balance transfers, which is what you want. You want to stop paying interest on your credit cards. So while you're paying off your credit cards, you want to try to sneak in and get you another credit card before they find out that you paid it off, but you use it out the next day. Okay. So once you guys find that credit card, now your second time, depending on what your utilization is, you should be able to find some type of credit card that's going to let you do a balance transfer. Okay. Some that's 0%. Now, if you don't, go to the third credit card. That means you just got too many credit cards and a high utilization. Go to your third credit card, and like I said, line up those days and pay that one off. Do not spend no cash. I don't care if it's $3. Don't spend any cash, because that's money that could have went on your credit card. And people thought I was crazy, but I'm not going to spend any cash. That's money that could have went on your credit card. So you put that money on your credit card, and if you need to spend something, you swipe your credit card that already reported to the credit bureaus, okay? And if I were you, I would swipe the one that reported the last time, like the second one technically, because we're on your third credit card. I will swipe that second one. I'll probably stop swiping that first one, because it's the soonest one that's going to report to the credit bureaus again, okay? And that just buys you more time before they're going to report again. And by this time, you should get some type of credit card that have a 0% APR. Do not spend any cash. Try to bring in extra money. Check your bills, you guys. Like I can't explain this enough. And honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Dave Ramsey, because listening to him is what helped me pay off my first vehicle in less than 2 years. And I'm on a journey with my second vehicle. I had it for less than a year, and I didn't think, I said I was going to pay it off, but I was like, I'm not going to stress my stuff paying off. But now I'm like, what's the interest rate? I mean, it's not even totally just the interest rate. Do y'all know the first few months of y'all car, how much money, the first few years, how much y'all paying in interest? It's not cool. So I don't want to pay any interest at all. Okay. So I want you guys to check that your bills, check your statement, and see how much money you're spending, especially unnecessary stuff, out to eat. Check all of that and stop all of that, because that's extra money you can use to pay off these credit cards. Now, once you eventually pay off all your credit cards, or you move them to a 0 APR credit cards, you're no longer paying interest on those credit cards. Go and check your accounts. Once your statement come out, they'll also take some money right off your limit and say, hey, I know that you use this credit card, so we're going to check an extra $43 in interest. That's $43 you can spend on something else, like paying off your credit cards. So once you start doing this method of paying off your credit cards, or at least paying your statement balance by your due date, but we want to pay out the full balance, because we care about our credit score right now, so we can get some more credit cards. They're not going to charge you interest anymore, you all. And that's what you want. You don't want to be charged interest. And like I said, just get all of those credit cards, get them transferred to a 0% APR credit card. Try Discover, Capital One, Navy Federal, Wells Fargo. Try all of these different, even try Chase. Now, Chase, what I don't like about Chase is they're going to charge you a 5% balance transfer fee, and it also, Discover is going to charge you a 3% balance transfer fee. If they have 0% APR on your purchases and balance transfers, then please just use that credit card for all your bills going forward, even if it takes you 3 months to max it out, because I just feel like every penny counts. Like, seriously, every penny counts. So I will put all my cash on those other credit cards if I were you, that maxed out. I would keep it on there, and if you can, just don't go back and spend it. Now that you got the 0% APR credit card, go ahead and put your money on those. Go ahead and put all your purchases on those, and keep all your cash on those credit cards. Once you have all your regular credit cards paid off, and I want to call them regular, that's charging you a fee, then I want you to go ahead and pay off those 0% APR credit cards. And whatever you were paying on your credit cards, whatever your minimum balance was, don't think you about balling out. please use that to pay off your other credit cards. I know they may say, oh, minimum balance $40 and you got a $4,500 balance sitting on that credit card. Please put more than that $40 on there, especially if your other credit cards are paid off, because you was paying more on the other credit cards. I know you were. Please put like $150, $200 on those credit cards, and that's how you're going to have 0% APR on your credit cards. Now, I hope that helped you guys out a lot, but that's how you cannot pay interest on your credit cards. And this is the method that took me a while to understand it, but once I understood it, I just can't pay no more interest, you guys. I just can't. I know I talk a lot about credit cards, but you guys have to pay your statement balance by your due date. And even with those 8 credit cards that I paid off in 4 months, I always pay my statement balance by my due date. But the thing was that I would go back and use the credit cards. But no. Once they were paid off, I'm not going back and using it. That's it. I have it paid off. So I want you guys to try this method. If you guys have any questions, like I said, schedule a call, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.